Hey everybody, welcome to Monarch Academy. Today I'm going to teach you how to find themes the easy way. So let's get started. I'm going to jump in and share my screen. You're going to get to see the whole thing. And now we're going to go to how to find themes. I'm going to leave it in presentation in this working mode so that way I can flip between our strategies while I'm teaching. So here we go. My name is Dr. Jen Lowry. I'm the president of Monarch, and I am here to teach you the easy way, like we always do at Monarch. First, I want to talk with you about the standards and why it's important that you understand what theme is and how it develops. So when you're in sixth grade, you got to determine it. You have to see how it's conveyed or how it's, brought out through those particular details in a story, and then be able to give a summary about that book or that story. Now, if you look at your 11th and 12th grade standards, what you're reaching for, you can have two or more themes of a text. And you need to be able to analyze their development, how they change over the course of the text, how they interact, how they build on one another. Now, here's the trick to this. I don't want you to wait till 11th and 12th grade standards to say, oh, I can't identify 2 to 3. All I need to do is just determine a theme. Nope. Reach high. Reach high, Monarchs. I want you to be able to pick out 2 or more. There's quite a ton of themes that can be found, okay? Don't limit yourself, okay? And when you're finding them, mark them. We're going to talk about it. But when you see that standard and it just says determine a theme, stretch yourself, challenge yourself, and find those 2 or more and go for more because they're there. And it's important that you're able to address them, identify them, address them, analyze them, and be able to show textual evidence of how they develop over the course of the text. So you can do that early on. You don't have to wait. All right. So here's one way that you can do this. I want us to practice. So this is a part of the gradual release of responsibility. Right now, I'm going to do it. I'm going to model it. We're doing it together because I want you to practice this with me. So I want you to go ahead and have this video in one tab. Now I want you to have a Google for Good tab open, ready. So get your tabs going across your screen, the tops, okay? Because we're about to get started. And I'm going to give you some resources that's going to help you. Now, a tip. You can always find these resources because Google for Good, we go to images only. So you can add them to Pinterest. You can create yourself a theme lesson support work. And you can start putting in some of these anchors and some of these things that work for you. Because what I pick out might not be the one that you pick out. You can build your own playlist of these types of themes on Pinterest. All right. So what is theme? The theme is the message. So watch this. Oh, let me do it again. What is theme? You staring at it. The message. Let's do it again. What is theme? The message. And look. The message. Theme. What is theme? The message. It is the lesson or the message that the author is trying to convey. So that way, when that character is experiencing these things, our reader is also experiencing these things through the love of that book. And so whatever Ava is going through in The Impossible Girl, the reader is experiencing that and holding Ava's hand all through her journey. But what is Ashley White, our author, this is one of our favorite Monarch books, what is she trying to convey? What lessons or messages is she trying to advance throughout her book? Same thing for Stephanie Cotta's The Conjurer's Curse. If you're reading YA fantasy and you're like, okay, how is this working? What is the message? What am I supposed to pull from here? Watch what Stephanie does throughout the course of the text. And I'm going to teach you ways that you can find it even in the prologue of Stephanie's, for example, our favorite Monarch book. All of our books from Monarch are our favorite Monarch books. Same way with the Study in Terminal by Linaburg. She starts at the very beginning with powerful themes showing up, bam, right then. And you're like, oh, wow, what's going to happen here? How are these themes going to continue to be addressed? And you'll find them because our authors do an amazing job at what they do, and that's called author craft. So, what is the theme? It is the message or the lesson that the author is trying to convey. So, when a reader leaves that book, lessons can be learned through experiences from that text. All right. So let us go right quick to Google for Good. And I want you to type in theme, and I want you to see what happens. If you type in theme and you go to images, it's too generic, right? So I want you to get really good at Google for Good and use this along with it. Theme anchor chart, word choice anchor chart, point of view anchor chart. And the reason why I want you to use that word anchor chart with it is when you're looking at images is because you will be able to then find amazing work from teachers everywhere who have built supports for their students, and it can help you too. So maybe you want to look at the definition again. Theme of a story is the message or the lesson or the moral the author wants you to learn. Maybe that was a good help for you. Let's keep scrolling. You will be able to see tons of these. Oh, there's a cupcake and it's purple. What does this one say? Oh, look at this, guys. Cream filling is hidden inside a cupcake. Themes are hidden inside a book. What does the author hope the reader realizes? And here are some famous examples. So then maybe you need to see some examples of themes. You're like, wow, I know that that's in there. Like I've read the book, I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed story time, but there's multiple themes, even in picture books. So don't be deceived. Don't think that there's only one theme in Little Red Riding Hood, as one of these examples shows. This is just one example. There are multiple themes in Little Red Riding Hood. Don't stray off the path, follow directions, listen to your adults, stay safe and be aware. Don't talk to strangers. We can keep going and going. Little Red Riding Hood, thank you so much for teaching us lessons. And that's what books do. So that's why when I told you, don't limit yourself to only talking about a theme in 6th grade. Look for multiples at the very beginning of 6th grade. I challenge you. I hope you accept the challenge. Tell me you do because it's important. All right. So look for anchor charts to help you with all of your standards. That's a great tip. Now, you can identify themes in everything you read. And here's another little trick. Themes are very common. You're going to see pattern themes over and over again. Topics will come up. Words will come up, like, for example, love. Love is a topic, and love can be a part of the theme statement. Love is enduring and never ends if it's true, like something like that. I'm just throwing that out there. But you can go out there and you can find common themes found in literature. This is a huge support system for you. It's called Google for Good. They're your support network. Google for Good is your friend. We need a t-shirt with Google for Good on it. I want you to go to Google for Good right now, and I want you to type in common themes found in literature. Oh, what are you going to find? Charts and topics. Bunches of topics. You might see over and over again. Look up there. Don't you want these for your life? Because they'll help you talk about them, guys. They'll help you write about them. They'll help you start identifying them. And you got to know kind of what's common. So I don't know. There's one from Teachers Pay Teachers. It's $2. And you could get this one. Acceptance. Ooh, let's talk about acceptance. Okay, the Conjurer's Curse. Acceptance. Common themes found in literature. Oh, let's see. Do we see acceptance on this one? I'm looking. There's acceptance again. Oh, upper elementary snapshots. Ooh, appreciate what you have. Stand up for what you believe in. Let's look. Always try your best. Be true to yourself. Growth can come from failure. Wow. Help others in their time. Every time I'm looking at these, I'm thinking of the Conjurer's Curse because there's multiple themes in here that are going to match. Families face adversity together. Friends face adversity together. So I've changed that word up, and now I've got a theme statement, and I'm looking. I know it's there. I've read this book, so I'm just telling you, giving you some clues. You can find that throughout. Loved ones face adversity together. So what is a loved one? So if we think about our prologue has our guardian mother there, and that's a loved one. So our guardian mother is in the prologue. There will be other people along Rowan's path that he will meet that are his loved ones, and they will help him face adversity together. They will face obstacles and challenges together and solve problems together. That is an important theme throughout this book. And do you know what helped me just talk about it? Looking at that anchor chart, looking up common themes found in literature. I wouldn't have said that necessarily right off the top of my head without looking at it. That helps me to formulate my ideas in a better way to be able to express myself. So when you're looking up common themes found in literature, it's to help you get a broad understanding, okay? Just a general understanding of what you may face and encounter. So it's good to have that chart up. So if your teacher's talking themes, have that chart up. Get you one up. Not necessarily that chart. Get your Google for Good ready. So that way you can start looking at some of those topics and kind of start formulating some of those theme statements. So then you can become aware of the patterns that are found in literature because they're there. All right. Something else that helps me. Do you remember when that teacher used that cupcake and was like random? Okay. I have another analogy, and I want you to go to Google for Good right now, and I want you to type in gardening. I love to garden. And this is the analogy that I want to talk you through. Oh, I love this one. Okay, so let's check this one out. Your March gardening to-do list. That's what my image is. So at the beginning of a story, the author is setting up the stage, right? You're introducing the character. You're talking about what's happening. You're having this major thing that's like shifting their world. Now, the tools are there. They've already planted the seeds. You've just got to see them. You've just got to figure them out. And I'm going to tell you how to find them. So, what you do is you try the cast strategy. And you look for the switch and you look for the themes. Because every time you see a switch, you're going to find a theme. Now, in our cast strategy, this is connotation and this is attitude. This is a way that you can analyze text, okay? So you're going to cast your net and you're going to catch your book and you're going to catch it. Well, now we're casting our net and we are catching themes because the way to find theme is to find the switch. So I want you to really focus in on the slide and this understanding. So when you see a switch from positive to negative, negative to positive, the theme is going to be there. Because the character is going to learn something because there's a change. The character may not necessarily learn it and take it to heart right then. However, the author has planted the seed right then, and you're going to see the same one cycle through, go through the development of the text. So when you're thinking about the emerging themes, this is going to be found in Act 1. When you think of developing themes, it's the same themes that you had here, but they're going to have new character interactions, new character experiences, new conflicts that are going to switch from negative to positive, positive to negative, and that's where your themes are. It's the same themes, they're just going to develop. They're going to add a new layer to them. It's going to have a new experience. What's going to happen with that character? Is he going to listen? Is she going to listen? Not sure. Because then when they get to act 3, okay, that's when they are refined. Now, at Monarch Academy, we call the Act 3 work a full circle. So we're at emerging, we're developing, we're refining. And when we get to that refining stage, those seeds that were planted in that garden have been nurtured, watered, fertilized, taken care of, had a bunch of rain on them because that's the conflict, had them some sunshine, that's the positive. So they've had all this negative and positive, right? And then at the end, you're going to come full circle and you're going to be at your refining stage, and it's the same things, but they're going to leave you satisfied, and you're going to walk away from that book and you're going to understand what was the author trying to say about acceptance. We're just going to pull that one back out again because that one's easy. What are they going to say about facing adversity? That it's better to do that together than be alone. And so you can understand that the author has shaped that throughout the course of the text. And guess what? That garden grows and that garden produces and yields fruit. And that's how an author does it, through the switches, through those switches. So the positive to negative, the negative to positive switches signal the themes. So what can you do? Maybe you want to do a sticky note strategy. Maybe every time you see a positive and a negative, or a negative to a positive, you go, oh, there's one, you put a sticky note on it, and you put down the theme. Maybe you color code your themes. Maybe you want to do your evidence collector and color code your evidence collector, and you have theme, and you put theme. Maybe you have a key, and you put T for theme, and then you put every one of those evidence pieces there for T, and you can color code it. Maybe acceptance is green. Maybe adversity is orange. When you're seeing it, you're putting in your textual evidence. Be smart about it. Do it as you go over the course of the text. Don't wait. Don't wait. Okay. So now I want to show you the 3-act structure really quick. I'm going to do a whole video on this one, but I want to explain to you one more time about theme. So let's go to Google for Good, and you're going to type in the 3-act structure. What's going to come up? Ooh, look at all of them. I love Readsy. It's not just for authors or writers. It's for you too, because you can learn. A lot of my students in the past really like this one. I'm going to tell you the one I like because it makes the most sense for me. It's this one. And so when I'm thinking about when are themes starting to pop up, remember, don't wait till the end. Act 1 is emerging. There's your terminology. That's your vocabulary. Hold on to it. Act 1, emerging themes. Act 2, developing themes. Act 3, refining themes. I want you to hold on to those words because that's the words that you need in your vocabulary to be able to discuss how themes develop and change over the course of the text. They grow. They mature. The garden is full by the end. So they're planting the seeds in Act 1. So when you're planting in basil, when you get to Act 2, cilantro is not going to pull out of that. It's still going to be basil, but the basil is going to have growth. It's going to be a mature plant. Okay, it's going to continue to grow. Now, I want you to understand that what you see in Act 1 is going to continue to grow in Act 2. That's the developing stage. But you're going to have new obstacles coming up. You're going to meet new characters and the villains. you're going to have some big twist or a plot event that's going to change the course of where the character thought they were going, and they went to a different direction, and it's positive and negative to positive, and it's switching all the time, and every time it switches, that's where you find your theme. So I want you to look at Act 2 because that's where that big growth comes. Once that basil gets to full maturity, guess what you're ready to do? You're ready to pick that basil, take it in the house, and put it in your favorite spaghetti sauce. Your favorite. You're going to make homemade spaghetti. You're going to throw in that basil because you've learned how important it is to add basil to your Italian dish because it makes it taste better. You've learned a lesson. You've learned a lesson about how basil contributes to that taste. And that's the same thing that an author is trying to do for you. They are in this garden. They're planting seeds. And when you leave this book, when you get to these last pages, the author's hope is that they've planted those seeds, not in the pages of the book, but they've planted those seeds in you, to where that you can go out and you can bear fruit and you can learn those lessons through character experiences. All right. I hope this has helped you understand how to find theme. So thanks for watching How to Find Theme the Easy Way. You can go on monarcheducationalservices.com. You can go to our Monarch Academy, check out all of our ELA lessons. We have all of our printables there for you to make a copy of from our Google Docs, where you can practice themes in your favorite Monarch books. And then you can become a stronger reader, analyze text, comprehend, and just enjoy books. That's what we want for you. We want you to be able to enjoy and love and embrace books. So you see how I'm hugging our Monarch books? That's what we want for you here. All right. We hope that you have a wonderful day. Have a blessed one, guys.